Hi everyone, thanks for joining me today for coffee. You know, when I do a piece of artwork, many times it's reflecting where I'm at spiritually or some aspect of what I'm interested in spiritually, helping me develop spiritually. And through this time that I'm going through in my life, chakra meditation is so very strong for me. So the piece that I'm focusing on with you today is a Buddha meditating with the chakra colors. This is the piece I finished. Now, I'm showing you this at the beginning because I'm going to talk more about this and how I did it actually. But I go through, for those of you who are not familiar with the chakras, I'm going to go through them with you right now. And very briefly, on a very basic level, because I'm not an expert, but I do meditate on these areas knowing I'm very familiar with how they influence me spiritually. So, and then I'll tell you how I made the piece and what these are here and how I did the circle. So the chakra colors, they are red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and dark blue, and then a violet or sometimes silver or gold for the crown chakra. So the red chakra, it's located at the base of the spine, and that's related to safety, stability, being grounded. You know, our minds can really float away. Like they say, you can get carried away with your imagination. This is the chakra that helps you with the stability and even being confident. Now the orange chakra, this is the area, it's just above the spine here, but I believe below the navel, and that is creativity, passion. That's when that's blocked, that can you can feel overwhelmed or obsess on things. So, you know, opening that chakra for creativity and channeling emotions that might stop you in your tracks or may have been traumatic for you in your life, instead of repeating them, your creativity opens those channels. You know, you open that chakra by, you know, breathing and focusing on that area. The beautiful thing about this is all these chakras come together and then you get visions here, but we'll get to that. So anyway, orange is creativity. The yellow is power and wisdom. That's the area just below your heart, like solar plexus, I think is the correct word. And so when that's blocked, you know, you may come across as being very uptight or kind of uppity or arrogant. And so this is wisdom. This is and coupled with the one right above it is your heart chakra, and that's green, and that's the chakra. When that's open, you're able to be compassionate and empathetic towards others, and of course towards yourself first. That I don't have any other anything else to say because I don't know much more about that. But compassion and love are the main key ingredients there. And when it's closed, you're not able to really feel or relate, let's say, to others. So the next one is blue, and that is your throat chakra. That's your communication chakra. And you know, when that's open, you're more transparent, or at least you may not have say every single thing in your mind, but what you do say is honest. You know, you don't do half truths, like say a little bit of this and give someone the idea of that it means something else. You are very aware and alert that you have just given a half information and it could be misconstrued. So you make sure you communicate and you're not misleading people or coming across as dishonest or being dishonest. So that's your throat chakra. Now above there is, and this one I made in the shape of the eye because it's our third eye, and that's associated with the pineal gland, and there is so much history and YouTube channels out there on this one. You really want to check those out. But this is associated with intuition. This is when this is open, your third eye chakra, it's related to visions, inner visions. And you know, they say that within us are the higher dimensions. Well, that's how you see them. That's how you interpret them. That's how they come to you, is through your third eye. So this is really important. When that's closed, obstacles, you know, sickness, you'll feel sick actually, maybe even with headaches or dizziness, could be associated with this area. So now in the top chakra is your crown chakra, and this is violet. This is a violet, and I used really the seed stitch here. This is also gold or silver. It's related to gold or silver. But this is your crown chakra, your spiritual divine chakra. And you see it's above the head, so it's not within the body. It's just right above us here. So those are the chakras, a very basic understanding that I have. And, you know, I go back and read and get more of a deeper insight on it and meditate on that. And that's something that you can do. But I love this piece because I can look at it quickly and see my chakras and focus and meditate with this. And I want to make more to share for others. Now, I'll get into how I made this now. So I did a very simple silhouette, and they're all over the place. There's free silhouettes all over the internet. You don't, if you want to print it out, but you can simply just draw it freehand too. And so it's of a Buddha, or, you know, it could be a person, but a Buddha meditating in the meditative position, the lotus position, and then here are the chakras within him. And you know, it's not perfect, but that's totally what I love about it. That's totally what I love about hand making things and not doing a cookie cutter, is the humbleness of it all. But anyway, so the way I did this, and you'll see in the clips, is what I did is I laid the Buddha and the chakra pieces on the Buddha, and then the Buddha on this piece, and then this piece onto the base piece, and I sewed it right in. Now you don't have to do that. You can do your Buddha separately, and I was thinking about that, and I think the next piece I do, I might adorn the Buddha separately, and then do my my Sashiko stitching after I've got all my chakra pieces on there. But here I'm gonna hold this close up. See if you can see the arms here. When I was cutting out the Buddha, I cut between the arm and the body, so there was distinguishing there. I used the whip stitch around that area to secure the edges of the arms and the body. And then these are all the Sashiko stitches. Now, when I came to, and this is as far as you're going to see in the clips, and they're not super long, and I put music with them so you can, you know, enjoy watching. But when I got to the circle, when I got to the mandala, I did this freehand, and I tell you in the clip I did it freehand. But after that, I thought, for sure I'm done. That's it, I'm done. I'm not going to do any more. And then I got the idea for the Boro building, because I had the background piece that the Buddha's sitting on the base piece. I wanted more pieces, and they didn't look right to me being on the edges here. So what I did was, and as I was doing this, and this is the amazing thing about creativity as you're going along, that whole process, I felt like when I laid these down on this piece, that these were actually energy entities coming from and around the Buddha, or even coming to the Buddha. So then I wanted to adorn those with, kind of relate those a little bit to the colors of the Buddha, and I kept coming up with the blue, and I did seed stitching here, and this one, I don't know if you can see it, but I ended up putting a mandala around the energy entity, and this is a chain, loopy chain stitch, and then a line of crosses here, and that's an all white there, and this is violet, and I use mostly just short stitches, sporadic, some seed stitching. And down here, I did some French knots, and it's an orange, it's like a coral. So it's like a coral tone thread, and it's got some, I'm sorry, I think that's violet, or that's white around it. So what kind of was instigating some of my thoughts here was, if you look at the print of the base, and I don't know if you can see this again, I'm going to stand, but what I did was, first, I should tell you, I did this. You see the stitches here? Right along this design. I was doing first sporadically just some stitching, because I didn't want to do the generic, and there's another right there, right here. I didn't want to do the generic just stitching back and forth and up and down. I wanted to play around with the Sashiko stitching with the design, but I didn't want to just follow the design. I wanted to complement it with some creative stitching on the side and with it. So anyway, that's how I came up with this piece, and I did do back to back for the I'm sorry, back to back. I overlaid the hem. Here, I'll show you. That's the back of it, and then I overlaid it and folded this a couple of times, and this is thin, like a fleece. This is a very thin fleece, but I folded it a few times and just stitched it around, and I may go around again. And this piece, I was thinking of bordering it, and I said no, I would love to see that actually fray a little, and I'm working on another piece, purposely frayed and distressed, more so than I've ever done, and I'll be sharing that with you. But speaking of which, see, here's a piece. Now I'm going to cut that piece because I don't want to pull it. But anyway, that is the Buddha meditating with chakra colors. I hope this inspires you. If you have any questions as to any certain thing that I may have done going along, let me know. But take a look at the clips. I keep them short, but I show you the how I'm sewing. And you know, I want to add one more thing if I could. Excuse me, I'm going to take a sip of this coffee. And Sashiko stitching and Boro building, these are mindful arts. These are so, I mean, you're meditating so easily as you go along. Now, it could be the repetition that allows your mind to free. You have to free your mind of thoughts and all of it, empty it, so you can actually revamp in energy from the universe. So that's why I love it. But so I would love to hear if you make a Buddha chakra meditation piece. I would love to hear it. I'm going to be working on another one. I want to challenge myself a little bit and maybe make a bigger Buddha, make it a little more centered maybe. but make a bigger Buddha, and and the other idea I had was just the colors, just the colors, the red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, you know, with the designs around it. But and I want to also get a little more intricate with detailing mandalas. I would love to add a little bit more designs to my mandalas, and as I go along, those things will come. And there's many other things I want to do with the Boro Sashiko and bring you along on. So this one I wanted to share with you because Boro Sashiko can be applied to conceptually to any area, a theme that you're thinking of that you want to do, whether it be flowers or cityscapes or countrysides or meditative, mindful pieces, whatever your love is, abstract, playing just with the stitches, playing with the fabrics and the stitches. So these are ideas as you go along that you can apply and kind of play around with. The key is the thinking and the visual part that comes to you. It's so important to do the application. It's so important to do the hands-on, because what happens is that something else starts to develop there. And if you don't do it, it will go away, because that's the nature of our life. We're transient, things come and go, thoughts come and go. So you kind of want to try to capture it and make it even more part of your life. So thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy the following clips. Love and light, and love to everyone joining me. If you haven't joined, come on, jump on board. And I am studying on how to go live, so we're almost there. All right. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day. And then I have it laid on a probably 10 more inches set, more maybe like 20 by 18. But I'm gonna sew these on, and I'm gonna do Sashiko stitching. And this piece, this has a an automatic beautiful hemmed edge there, so I could probably even put a nice stick through there. Maybe I'll get a stick outside and shave it down and play around with that, or maybe chopstick even. But so this is the beginning, and I just what I did was just a silhouette of someone meditating, a person, Buddha, and then I just put the chakras. You've got the red, the root chakra, the orange, the creative, the yellow, the wisdom, the green, the heart, and this is light blue, the throat, and then the indigo is the third eye, and then up here you have, this can be either violet or white, and that's the higher divine dimension. So this would be a nice way to keep track of your chakras, kind of remind you to breathe in, breathe out, take that time to reflect, and Anyway, so that's the beginning. Thank you. Okay, so Buddha meditating is almost done. I used regular, very thin thread up here for Sashiko stitching on the edges. And in the body of this, I'm going to do more Sashiko stitching, but with a thicker thread. And you can see right now, I'm working on the arms. So I'm doing a whip stitch around there to separate the arm from the body. This one is cut. You can see how I did that. Now, if you don't cut it perfectly, that's okay, because you're going to whip stitch it unless you want it perfect. But I just cut it to show the space between the arm and the body. Okay, so bringing you along on my journey. I thought that this was complete. In my mind, this is how far I was going to go. And then I decided to fold it in a bit more because I wanted the Buddha more centered. And now what I'm going to do is draw a circle around it, because I want a mandala around it. And that's what I'm seeing around it. So I was looking for something to trace, but there's really nothing that I have. So I'm just going to draw the circle freehand, and that's how I'm going to do it. If I get some ink here. It's the ink, you have to keep making that work. And you see, I'm just using the corners really to guide me, and then coming out from there. And that's it. And you have your circle. So what I'm going to do is start stitching, Sashiko stitching around, and see where it takes me. So we're almost done.